Hi, I'm Caitlin, and today I have a session for you about applying to language institutes to study English in the United States. Here you have my contact information, where I have other videos about applying to jobs and to university in the United States. So I'll get to the presentation. So my first question for you is, how many intensive English language schools do you think there are in the United States? Do you think there are 100, 300, 500, or more than 800 intensive English language schools in the United States? So the answer is that there are over 800 intensive English language schools in the US. This is according to the Institute of International Education. So you're probably asking yourself, how, with more than 800 options, do I choose an intensive English language school? So this is the agenda to help you with that question for the full personalized coaching session or workshop. So we'll look at the types of English language schools, accreditation, location, special coursework, program and class size, housing, services and activities, and tuition cost. Then we'll look at other costs to consider, and there are several other costs to consider, an overview of application requirements, and an overview of the visa process. Today is just an introduction session, so we'll look at the first 4 points: the types of English language schools, accreditation, location, and special coursework. So there are basically two types of English language schools in the United States. There are those that are part of a U.S. college or university, and then there are those that are private language schools. So English language school can be directly part of the university, or it can be a private language school that is affiliated with the university. And then a private language school could be for-profit, or it could be nonprofit. And these are just the different types. There's not one that is better or worse than another. And so in terms of accreditation, there are about 400 intensive English language schools that are accredited. And accreditation does not automatically guarantee quality, and some quality schools are not accredited. But this is one item that you might like to look at when you're looking at English language schools. So the two main accrediting bodies for English language schools are the University and College Intensive English Programs and the Commission on English Language Program Accreditation. So you can actually see if language schools are accredited through a database through the Institute of International Education. At the bottom here you'll see it. It's intensiveenglish.usa.org. And there's a section when you click on different schools that lists accreditations. So location is something really important that you want to consider when you're choosing a school. So what region of the US do you want to be in? And I recommend thinking about weather and remembering that there are seasons in the US. So would you like to spend a snowy winter in New England? Would you like to be in an area where there's an autumn or fall? Would you like to be near the beach? Think about the region of the US where you would like to be. And then in terms of location, another thing to consider is, would you like to be in a big city, a small city, a suburban area, or a rural area? The bottom picture is of a rural area where a lot of times there is a big agricultural industry. You usually have to drive to get to most places. The middle one is a suburban area, which you can see the houses are a little bit close together, but also usually you do drive to get places. And the top one is a big city. Usually big cities are more expensive than suburban or rural areas. And in terms of location in the country, usually the Northeast or, for example, California is more expensive than other parts of the country. And then the last point we're going to talk about is special coursework. So are you interested in taking special English courses? For example, test prep like TOEFL and IELTS, business English, global business English? Are you interested in university preparation, American culture courses? And you can view special coursework in that same IE database that I gave you the link for on the previous slide. So these are just a few of the considerations that you need to think about when you're preparing to study English in the United States. And if you'd like to do a full session with me about studying English in the United States, this is my email, my WhatsApp, and my website.